Good morning and welcome in here to Live Now from Fox. I'm your host, Christy Matino. And new this morning, we're hearing from President Trump on Iran as he just posted to Truth Social just hours ago. On your screen, there is the statement from President Trump as he and top Iranian officials exchanged dueling threats today as widening economic protests swept across parts of the Islamic Republic, further escalating tensions between the countries after America bombed Iranian nuclear sites back in June. President Trump initially wrote on his Truth Social platform warning Iran that if it, quote, violently kills peaceful protesters, the United States will come to their rescue. At least 7 people have been killed so far in violence surrounding the demonstrations, sparked in part by the collapse of Iran's currency. Now, shortly after, a former parliament speaker who serves as the secretary of Iran's Supreme National Security Council alleged on the social platform X that Israel and the U.S. were stoking the demonstrations. He offered no evidence to support that allegation, which Iranian officials have repeatedly made during years of protests sweeping the country. And I wanted to share that post with you here as well on Live Now from Fox. This also coming in just a short time ago at this point. And I wanted to read this to you. It says, with statements from Israeli officials and President Trump, what was happening behind the scenes has become clear. We distinguish between the position of the protesting merchants and the actions of the sabotage elements, and Trump must realize that U.S. intervention in this internal matter will lead to destabilizing the entire region and destroying American interests. The American people must know that Trump is the one who started this adventure, and they should pay attention to the safety of their soldiers. So bringing you both comments here on social media this morning. Those remarks likely referenced America's wide military footprint in the region. Iran in June attacked an air base in Qatar after the U.S. strikes on 3 nuclear sites during Israel's 12-day war on the Islamic Republic. The current protests, now in their 6th day, have become the biggest in Iran since 2022, when the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini in police custody triggered nationwide demonstrations. However, the demonstrations have yet to be countrywide and have not been as intense as those surrounding the death of Amini. The protests taking root in economic issues have heard demonstrators chant against Iran's theocracy as well. Months after the war, Iran said it was no longer enriching uranium at any site in the country, trying to signal to the West that it remains open to potential negotiations over its atomic program to ease sanctions. However, those talks have yet to happen as President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu have warned Tehran against reconstituting its atomic program. So once again, President Trump and top Iranian officials exchanging threats this morning over social media, and we will continue to follow this story here for you on Live Now from Fox.
This is a shampoo